So in today's video, I broke down step by step how I was looking at the indices market live. So you guys are going to be able to see, how I trade in the mornings with my students, but specifically I'm focusing on US30 and NASDAQ, how they work together, and then how I'm also able to pinpoint not just the entries, but the exits, how we manage everything. So I wanted you guys to kind of just get a inside look on how I do things so that you can apply it for your own trading as well. So enjoy. So far, we've had some interesting movement. Price action with US30 since London session has kind of been more bearish. So we've seen a spike to the upside here, just kind of barely breaks above all this, works its way lower. We've seen, NASDAQ has not been as bearish as you guys can see. US30 already got back to yesterday's lows. So yesterday's New York session lows. This is basically as low as we went. And we already got kind of into the zone. Not looking to take any buys or anything here, just because NAS had that drop here and then the rally. So NAS has yet to make it back to this level. So for buys, I think I know I like the NASDAQ plays better. So for you guys to get a good look here, on the 5 minute, we have a nice push down. So this is a good example of the market sweeping any lows and then getting to imbalances here. And this is when the market got to this zone. This was the mitigation. So remember, guys, we were looking for buys in here yesterday. Before I wrapped up with you guys, I was like, hey, later if we get a buy entry, I'll call it out. Well, it got extremely close. It was like 5 points away from my entry. I was about to press the button, and then it started to move away from us. So unfortunately, no entry there so far. But when we saw price dip down like this, we see that wick down continuation. This to me now does seem like a quality opportunity. So morning, what's up, Jaden? So yeah, if we work our way down here without any big pullbacks to the upside, then a buy on NAS is definitely what I'm leaning towards. So let's go ahead and draw this out, guys. Here on the 5 minute, you'll see yesterday during New York session, you'll see one wick down and the market rallies. So I want to make sure you guys have the zones marked up here, and then we get that higher high confirmation. The market moves sideways here. One thing I guess that could be another opportunity, we do get a little bit of a wick of a push down here around my time, midnight. So right around here we do have just a little push down. Maybe you get a rejection there. It's such a small move. So maybe there's a drop, it plays off of here. Comparatively, it's such a small push down that I feel like it's not as significant. So I would rather wait for this. Let me double check with other data feeds just to see. I mean, yeah, it is there. It is a small move there. We could get that to play out if, for example, so here US30, okay, for example, this big move right here with US30 was CPI. So market pops, starts to go crazy, and then on the 1 minute, after CPI, I want you guys to see this. After CPI, we do have the market starts to slow down a little bit. So you see it kind of lose momentum, start to push down. This drops like 70 points. It wasn't like it was like 70 points. It drops and then chops up a little bit and then goes up again. So around here, we might get a little bounce where I have this green zone. So for example, if US30 gets to this key zone, like right here, and at the same time we have, let's say, NASDAQ reach this area, then maybe I would look for a buy here. Otherwise, the best bet for those buy positions goes back to this, what we marked up here, which is basically the after New York Open. This is the higher low that's created. So I think we can get an opportunity here for buys. So guys, once you've marked this up, once you understand this, drop some fives in the chat once you have this one down. I want to make sure you guys are, drawing it up yourselves. You're starting to learn and understand a bit more. What's up, Abby? How you feeling, homie? Okay, so looks like all right, you guys. We got some people starting to have it marked up. I want to see a few more fives, and then we'll move on. And also just make sure you have your alerts. That way you can, be away from the screen, or let's just say be doing something else, and you'll be notified when it's game time. All right, let's see. Nico has it all set. Rock's ready to roll. Perfect. So okay, cool. That's for buy positions. No problem. The market would still have to drop another 200 points to get down to here. So ideally, we can get into let's say a sell or something, right? Now the good thing is, since US30 did one of these bad boys, so we got some resistance, some equal highs here. The market wicks above. Again, it's not that much above. It does get above everything, but not by much. So, and this goes back to that 4:55 a.m. Central Time price action. This is like mid-London session, this move up. And now I looked at the same movement happened with other data feeds, so I know it's valid. And so yeah, looking at this move, the market, US30 getting over here could be a great selling opportunity. I just want to kind of, double check and make sure that US30 is the one that gets here. So I do like sells around here. We're looking at something like this. Here's where we've seen quite a bit of resistance in the past, like right around these zones. So here we can work this down to anywhere from like a 50 to 60 point stop. And then, yeah, for targets, these lows are great. So that gives us a 3.5 risk reward. I think that's fantastic. So, so that's the idea that looks like it can be the kind of the first move of the day. So I'm starting to just plug this in. What I want you guys to do now is mark this up. So the liquidity here up top, draw that out. The sweep of the high here at 4:55 Central Time, draw that out so you can see it more clearly, what we're looking for here. So here we have 43,270. Yeah, so basically this area right here, it looks to me like it's going to be the solid for reversals. And then the stop towards the top here, 43,333. And then for exits, like you guys can see, this is we're looking at 60 to 50 points. So from here, really first exit, got one risk reward, really high probability for that to happen, especially just filling this imbalance, playing into structure. I think it's pretty likely. And then we do have the more intraday push, great risk reward that can happen here. Now remember, we are not too far away from New York Open, less than 10 minutes out. So start to get some more volatility here soon. So let's see here, US30. You could, I mean, since you're going to be watching this, it's probably going to be a market execution once we get up to here. So almost have this all mapped out on the Blaze app. Give me one sec. Okay. Alright, get this link. And then final screenshot. It's a lot of little things to get this chart out to you guys. Okay, so really taking a look at US30 here, taking a look at NAS. To me, like look at this. Nasdaq is already up in this area, so it's pretty likely that US30 is gonna be able to play out here. So I'm actually gonna send this now and just double checking my numbers here. All right, looks good to me. All right, solid, cool. So if you want to just double check, you know, obviously these numbers, the numbers that I send are based on this chart. On your broker, those numbers are probably going to be a little different, but the candlesticks, the price action, the structure, all of this is going to look extremely similar. So, you know, here's where we have resistance before this big sweep to the high, before this liquidation candle. This resistance, this is where I'm looking to enter. Okay, so just so you guys have that all set in stone there. Alright, so cool. It's less than 7 minutes out. So while that's happening, remember there's no more high impact news for the day. So, you know, it's gonna be very mellow. Tomorrow, guys, we have no US dollar news. So you'll have good old traditional, you know, market open volatility, just normal New York session volatility. There won't be in one moment things will just aggressively go up or down. But that's fine. You don't always need that to get good reversals and to get good setups. That's just like the added bonus behind it all. So right now, the fact that NAS is already up in this zone is a pretty good indication that, you know, NAS is a bit more bullish. So US30, once it gets into this selling area, actually is, I would say, has a pretty good chance of a reversal here. So things are looking good. Now what I want to hear from you guys, yeah, Scott Bessent in front of Congress, there could be some volatility, but it won't be substantial. Like, yeah, you can get a little bit of some extra added bonus, but still, anything works, right? Anything does push a little bit. Now, you guys are asking about gold sells. So, you can take a look at gold sells, sure. Now, gold right now has been just creating liquidity. So, I definitely do not want to be in sells right away. This is not for me, right? Not at all. What I would be a bit more interested in is a buy, actually. Not yet. Now, maybe there's something over here, and we can look further back in the history of gold here for the last week or so, last couple weeks. But gold does around midnight give us a nice sweep, 40 pip drop, and then from here rallies. So looking for a reversal right off this zone can be very, very, very solid. So again, this is why I want you guys to draw this up. Look at the 5 minute right now, 5 or 15, either way. But you can see the buildup of liquidity, retail buyers, liquidez. So you have that sweep. Again, these are liquidation positions. The intention is to clear out retail money, and then the market goes ahead. So you have gold like this, and then you have silver that has not been as bullish. So silver already kind of losing some steam. So I definitely understand the want to be in sells for gold. However, we do want to be able to get ourselves into an idea that makes sense. So for example, right now we're trading out of these December 12th, 11th zones. So if we want to get more specific, then what we want to do is we can go back here and see, okay, is there any key price action that we can have and we're waiting for reversals on? So for example, I look at gold here, and gold, in my opinion, had left tons of liquidity. Gold was just from here, like 27.20, just basically left like tons of liquidity. Like all of this was just retail sells, all in this range, all of this. So I think we got basically back up around the zone. And something else that I noticed is this was the last push higher before everything tanks. So here you do have a sell zone. And again, even if we zoom out even more, this is gold, you know, getting into these levels. Gold from, like gold just in general has other motives, right? Price can get beyond this liquidity here, but that's way up here. There's imbalance over there. So eventually I think we'll work our way there. But to work our way back to current price action, looking over the last 30 days worth of movement, this is the next zone that I think we're going to sell from. Right now, we're kind of projecting the resistance from December 12th, December 11th, but this last push up before everything drops, I think this is really what we're looking for. And you can see it pretty good like this. Yeah, right there. So here you get a pretty good take on the move, and everything can drop from here. Outside of that, you have silver. Now silver, same thing, but we're just really far from this one. This one is extremely far away. So we don't need the market to get to here now. Gold could still sell off. It's just been way more bullish. And gold can sell off if silver also has, like, let's say a reason to drop again. Like, let's say structure, reversal, whatever. So I think we can have something here soon. But it looks like silver's already been a bit more bearish. So we'll just kind of play it by ear. But I do have an alert set here right under 27.22, and price getting into here. We can check in on silver and see what those next steps would be. But let's go ahead and get back on track. US30 is about to open. All the indices are about to open. So let's make sure that we can take the positions we want here. So the idea has been sent already. Let's see what we can do here. Seconds away. Okay, so off the open, we're starting to see it start to push up a bit. NAS already was in zone, so this could drop at any moment. But yeah, you have US30 about to get into our key zone here. Now what I'm going to do, just to have extra confirmation, I'll have US30 on the left side, NAS on the right side. So what we're seeing already, check this out, already NAS actually is reversing pretty well. right out of the zone. So that's great. That's nice. We saw US30 work its way up a little bit, drop down. So I feel like we'll push up one more time here. So it looks like Nas is kicking things off pretty strongly bearish. I won't be surprised if it just kind of creates a wick and then pushes up again. Maybe it gets up into this zone. And then that might bring US30 up one more time. Look at that. Yeah, we're starting to see a bit more momentum now to the upside. There we go. Okay. Let's start this thing right. Is that NAS an open idea? No, it's not. I'm not selling NAS. I decided against selling because it looked like US30 still had a bit more room to run. So although this did play out, because NAS got to its sell zone before, so because this happened beforehand, I chose against it. Yeah. And I mean, some of you maybe took it. You're like, I don't care, dude. I'm going to sell this thing. And cool. If that's what you did, then awesome. But again, I'm waiting. I think we can go a bit further here on US30. And because it looked like US30 could go higher, for me, it looked like the NAS could have pushed higher as well. So let's see if we get the reversal from the zone. Again, you're seeing NAS start to lose momentum again, starting to push a little bit higher. Let's see where this gets to. But yeah, we have basically US30 needs to push another, give or take 50 points before we do anything here. And let me just double check what the exact numbers I gave you guys were over here. Okay, so wow, NAS really selling off. Interesting. Now this doesn't happen very often, where the first one to get to the zone is the one that really mitigates aggressively right away. So this is a little surprising to see that, and we're kind of seeing a shift in, like we're seeing NAS push lower while we're seeing US30 now push higher. So I wonder if we're gonna get NAS below all of this. And kind of, I wonder if once we see NAS pull back down and get into this imbalance, maybe play off this structure, we might get a bounce here on NAS while US30 keeps going higher. And then so what happens is these kind of end up meeting in the middle eventually. So even though US30 is going up and NAS is going down, we might get, what can happen, especially when they start to do this, is that you'll see NAS bounce up and then US30 bounce down. So I feel like we're going to keep pushing a bit further down on NAS, and then that will take US30 up a bit more, and then we can see some key reversals here soon. So US30 technically could start to drop anywhere in this zone. Anywhere in this area, it could start to drop. Now I am obviously hoping it goes up a bit higher so we get a better risk reward. We can get a good selling opportunity. And that's obviously what I would want to happen. It's losing a little bit of steam right away. It doesn't mean it can't go up a little more. But I just want you guys to be aware that some people like to trade off of like right on the open of the zone just to make sure they're in. I'm okay with waiting for it to just really get to our area. So we're really close. There we go. So all right, now the sells are in the zone, and let's see where the market wants to go from here. Will we get good reversals from here? Let's see. So I think we can get a nice drop from here. Okay, so it's in the zone. La venta con NAS está activa. The sell on NAS is in fact active. So let me just update On US30, my bad, US30, sell on US30 is active. US30, sell, active, plus 30 hit points. Oh, this is melting. Let's go. Take partials if that fits your plan. All right, perfect. So we got a good reaction right away, right off the zone. Nice drop. Almost hit that one risk reward right away, like instantly. So let's see if we can get a little bit more. We are, as of right now, about 20 points away from that first exit, that first risk reward. Us dropping to these lows seems pretty likely. And remember what I said, guys? How the market would go into imbalance, play off of previous structure, get a bounce. That's what we're seeing on NAS. Then at the same time, we'd see US30 give us a bounce down, a reversal. So really good movement. I mean, this is giving us exactly what we wanted to see. So from now, the goal is, can we get a bit more momentum? Can we keep dropping down? And then if we can keep dropping down, then right now, for example, guys, we're about 30 points in our favor. We have this open as well right now. So this is running smoothly, and I think exit one was just wicked. Yes, so we have hit exit one. That is a 1-to-1 risk reward. So that's moving well, guys. Congratulations. If you like to be in and out of the market, if you're going for 1-to-1 risk reward, then you should be good to go. Otherwise, you can feel free to hold a little bit longer and see this work its way lower. I do like the continuation of this sell. So the continuation of the sell looks like it can roll through really smoothly. As of right now, we're about 55 points. So yeah, good work, guys. So far, how's everyone feeling about the trade? Psychologically, emotionally, how's everyone doing? Are you excited you're in profits? Are you just neutral, managing this accordingly? What I will say is that the market pumped up about 95 points. So we really, this should give us an easy 95 point drop, in my opinion. We should keep working our way down. So here, again, what did I say? It was going to get right around structure and we can get a good bounce. So I think we're just kind of getting that bounce right now. The good thing is now NASDAQ and US30 are kind of moving in the same direction. So you see now that's pushing down. Now US30 is pushing down. So NAS has all the reason in the world to keep working its way lower. And US30 has imbalance, and not only that, it's got the liquidity down here, these equal lows, the support that it should, not should, but it can target. So I think we can see it happen here. You know, that this 10-minute candle is about to close. It's clearly been pretty bearish, at least a bit more bearish on. After it pumped, you know, we're seeing US30 lose that momentum. As of now, I haven't quite moved my stop to at all. Now we could argue that because it's dropped pretty aggressive 60 points. Could you move your stop to at least tightening your stop? You could. I'm gonna let it roll a little longer. I think I want us to see this really break through. Once it does, we got a pretty good entry, so we should be able to just go our stop to break even soon and then be good to go. So let's just see this roll through a little bit longer, have that continuation, and then yeah, we should be. Things are looking. So okay. So in the chat, let's see, guys. No llegó a mi entry in US30. Where do you move? Where do you move BE? Yeah, so like I said, just wanted to drop a little bit more before doing so. It is struggling a little bit to break through here. But again, it's playing out of that previous low. So sometimes it just bounces a little bit first. But yeah, guys, how did it go? Let me know in the chat. Did you take a sell on you? Are you in, are you seeing some profits right now? Demo, is it in your favor? How's it going, guys? US30. In sells on US30. Missed it. Okay. This time most profit. Okay, awesome. So as you guys can see now, US30 NAS is looking to kind of lose momentum. Like it's working its way down. And with NAS working its way down here, we should see US30 continue to push along to the downside. So we really want this to drop another 20 points or so. And then at that point, I feel really good about the stop loss. So yeah, look at this is good. And also NAS has a lot of imbalance left to go, clear up. So yeah, we should be good. So guys, here's what we're gonna do. Now that we've dropped, we've dropped 90 points here basically. At this point in time, I think for us to protect our capital, at least tightening your stop, if not moving it to entry, which shouldn't be that big of a difference anyways. Now's a good time to do that. So let's protect our money here. Let's go ahead, go absolutely risk-free. And go. So chicos, esta venta ya activa, ya estamos casi como 80 puntos en profit. Pueden reducir su stop aquí arriba o proteger su entrada completamente para que no tengan nada de riesgo. So look at the difference here. Price right now is already at basically almost at New York Open for the drop. And so we're almost seeing the same thing here with NAS. NAS almost here. But now we chose wisely because US30 now is leading the drop. So yeah, good stuff, guys. We have seen right around 100 points of in US30. So really good stuff. Plus 100 points. Good stuff. All right, here we go. NAS melting, US30 pushing. This is good. This is really good stuff. So now if for here, we're about to kind of get into an imbalance here soon. I mean, it looks like that's what's going to happen. So around here, if you wanted some sort of exit, I totally understand that with US30 for sure. I want to zoom out a little, and I want us to see, look at how this 15-minute now looks. Okay, so 15-minute candle closes in about 20 seconds or so. It's very bearish here with US30, extremely bearish here with NASDAQ. US30 has motive with this equal low, and then NAS has been just overall more bullish. So, I mean, NAS may play out of this structure over here. That's a possibility. So if you guys wanted to exit US30, if NAS gets to here, I'd say that's a safe exit. That's a high probability exit because NASDAQ might want to bounce off the zone, and that could be where US30 also starts to see some sort of reversal. So just something to keep in mind there. That does put us at, I think that's a 3 trade winning streak now that we're on here on just the Blaze Ideas Live session wise, I think that's a bit more, maybe 4 or 5. But again, we can't get too caught up. You don't want to get too high on the wins. You want to stay neutral at this point, guys. You got really good movement. You should have your stop protected. Even give yourself a little bit of you know, if worst case it pulls back, you can still collect something. That goes a long way. That you can base it off of just price action as well. So like here, you know, if you got the market wicked up and then down, then up, you know, maybe give yourself 20, 30 points. All of that can go a long way. It adds up over time. So a couple things that you can do to stay sharp here. All right, so we're seeing Nas is definitely leading that drop at the moment. Getting into imbalance here. Almost at this zone, right over here. All right, almost getting there. So again, I think we could see a bounce here, and maybe US30 goes all the way down to here, maybe not. But you know what? I think I'm gonna collect my my gains once Nas gets to here. A bit more conservative, but again, we are trading against the overall momentum of the market, and so I would rather collect, you know, a 2 point something. Like right now we're above a 2R, so maybe we get 2.5 or something like that by the time it gets there, and that's fine. That's more than good. So of course it could break through, and maybe the market wants to get down to here again, like I would have liked it to. That's totally an option, and I think I'm kind of indifferent about it, but I would rather just have for sure growth than potential growth. That I think makes a pretty big difference. So again, we're about to kind of get into that imbalance here in this. Nasdaq's about to get into this range. All right. So like I said, this is a great place to take profit, guys. Feel free to collect 150 points, US30 here, plus 150 points. Closing trade. Trade complete. And look at that, just like that, we did get a good bounce here on Nas right away. That's kind of what I figured could happen. Okay, not bad, guys. Well done. Now here's what we're gonna do. If this is just a bounce and then we see it continue, then we can take a swing at a buy down here. Because I wasn't sure if it was gonna, because right now the markets are bullish, like stupid bullish. So I didn't want to, you know, get caught up in that. And right now, what I do think, for example, Bitcoin just got into our previous structure from Tuesday. Here, filled up these imbalances. I expected this to happen. Mark this up as well for the sells. We're actively seeing the mitigation on Bitcoin from the past. This was like a 4,000 pip move. Right now, we're actively dropping. We're like 3,000 points in. This can go a little bit further. So I do think we can see, you know, reversals on Bitcoin at some point here soon as well. And that when Bitcoin and you know, indices are aligned like this, this is where things all come together. So I do think we're seeing some good stuff, man. I'm not gonna lie, fam. We're dialed in here. Like these zones, we're getting reversals after reversals after reversals. Like we're locked in. So you guys are seeing this firsthand, like how precisely we are really calling out these zones, these reversal points over and over and over and over again. So yeah, right now, again, I took profit just to make sure in case this was gonna hold up, then at least we can collect a quality amount. So by the end of it, I called out the exit right here. So today we did do about a 2.3 R on the sell. Great work. And I mean, your entry really was a little bit higher. So I'd say it's probably closer anywhere from a 2.25 to a 2.5 R was really what we ended up getting. Here again, we're getting our initial bounce. I think we could keep going, but because this now is no longer as probable, we just wait. That's why I took my exit, because I didn't know if this is going to hold. In one, reality, the market does this and it just goes like this is it, and the market, just does something like this and whatever, just continues. That's one version of what can happen and what we see happen. Another version is that it bounced like this, like we're seeing right now, right? A little bounce, and then you see it drop again, and then it gets to here, and then from here we're gone. So these are like the two versions of what I saw happening, and which is what we're seeing happen at the moment. So because I had this as a less probable entry, I didn't take it, but I'm sure some of you did. Anyone take that NASDAQ? Did you take full on US30? If I understood, yes, I took profit on US30. 4 hour, that of US is that, hold on, Valera on what? 4 hour is that a BOS? It's in caps. Why are you yelling at me? US30 hour 4 hour is bullish with white coffee. Yeah, we're bullish for sure. Crazy profit, took both plays. Oh, nice. Yes, sir. Took US30, barely missed. My sells on NAS. Awesome. First trade in the 50K. Congrats. 30 banger. Amazing. And look at this. US30 is holding this bearishness really well. So US30 will probably keep coming down. So Sally profit, amazing. We in there for NAS buys. You guys took the NAS buys? Sick. Feel like the volume absorption on the 1 hour made it more valid. Good stuff, Kenny. Love seeing you plugged in, man. Fantastic. So yeah, awesome. If you caught that buy, great. Looking at how US30 is moving, we may actually end up here as well. US30 has more incentive to work its way lower. So yeah, we might see a good push down. So I'm gonna go just now. We don't need the aggressive, have both screens up now that we're past the trade. This is moving along well. Awesome. Here NAS, so we get a little more detail. Pumped, dropping. If I was in a buy here, if I was in this NAS buy, I would have my stop loss already protected. My entry I would move my stop to my entry. That's me if I was in a NAS buy, because like I mentioned, I do think we still have the possibility of working our way down to this level. So, but good work, guys. Well done. Well done. Okay. So because of that, took profits on the buy at the top of that wick already. I see it dropping more. Great management, guys. Great entry management, trade management, exit management. You guys are on fire today. Love it. Love it. All right, so I have indices pulled up on another chart so I can keep track there and just kind of see what it's doing. I'm gonna set an alert actually if NAS breaks below these lows again, then I'll take another look at this. Okay, so where does that leave us with the rest of the market? Right, cool. We dialed in on indices. We did some good stuff here. Oil gap down, crazy. So this is a similar situation. Now, Kenny, I think your absorption understanding can help with this buy. So here, oil, basically, you can see that oil wicks down. So you kind of see a nice push down here. And then it rallies, and then it runs. So down, and it looks to me like we already reverse and mitigate this. And so some people were saying that they like buys out of this zone. I personally am more focused on potential buys out of this zone on oil. Again, there's imbalance here, so it is a little bit more, a little dangerous. There's a higher chance that it misses, that it just breaks through as well, and it can trade out of this zone. So something like this on oil, I would be a bit more conservative with, because it is a good setup. You have the sweep of the retail buyers, you have the confirmation of bullish structure, and we continue to trade up here for all week. So getting below, because there's a gap, right? The market gap, Sunday's gap in here. The market getting into this gap, playing out of the zone, makes sense. And it's Wednesday. There's one of those times where futures had an oil contract change leading to the gap down today. Perfect. So that gap down, contract change, getting below the weekly lows for then a continuation, I can see that. So guys, if you haven't already, mark this up. We've looked at this every day this week. So, excuse me, drop some sevens once you have this marked up. I personally am going to stay away from this. I'm not looking to do anything. I like buys here. I will be risking less than my usual amount. So just so you guys are aware, once it gets down to here. But once you're done having this marked up, drop a 7. Alright, me preguntan sobre oro, so they want to see gold again. Gold's getting closer to that zone. Yes, okay. Closer. Gold's pushing higher. Silver dropping. Silver just seems to be a bit more bearish every time. Alright, we'll keep waiting. Seguimos esperando, casi llega aquí. Yo tengo alerta, entonces cuando llegue yo ya pues voy a saber. Now, moving on to dollar pairs, USD JPY, we saw it wanted to keep working. Unfortunate that our sell missed by a very small amount, and this is definitely working its way lower. We got a nice bounce off of here, so guys, remember these order blocks are oftentimes will give us a pretty healthy bounce. I stay away often from entries with these. I like them for exits, just because that reversal that we see like right now, it's not always the most aggressive or the most like truly like trend shifting zone. Sometimes it's a good bounce and then just continuation, but depending on the context of stuff like this. So like here, for example, right, what is the context? Well, we're bullish, it's in an uptrend, the market goes up, doji goes up, here loses momentum. This lures in sellers on, especially if you zoom in a little more, you have more candles. You see the doji, you see the pushback. So the market's like, oh, finally, it's gonna sell again, and then it just lures in sellers, rips again. So because we saw such a aggressive movement here, this is where they had those smart money push this down. So they bring it back to then close their sells, and then now they have discounted and better prices. So okay, NAS guys has continued to push lower. So things are looking good here on this end on NAS. So my theory was correct here. We did end up seeing something like this. So check this out. This is on point. I mean, come on. Look at this. What? got the bounce to the previous lows, played out of here. We're dropping again. I mean, come on. So here's the ideal scenario. We have Nas buy out of this zone. That's kind of the next move really that I think we can see would be something like this. What I want is the following though. What I would want to see happen is as Nas works its way lower, we still have the 1 minute time frame order block here. So US30 getting a bounce off of this zone while a NASDAQ at the same time, so simultaneously gets to that zone that we want. We get that, and yeah, this then we can get a good bounce, and now we can trade alongside the market. Right now we're trading with the trend here. So this right here is we have our 1 minute OB. So the alignment of these things happening in unison would be the ideal situation. Now, okay, we're getting, again, the market drops, going up again. It's playing hard to get. So we'll give it some time. This may not happen right away, right? This could take, oh, it's 9:02. Man, I gotta get out of here. All right, guys. I just even noticed that. Cool. Guys, amazing session. For those of you that caught this or are still in this, amazing. I took my exit at 2.5 today based off of kind of what we were seeing here. This is cleared over 3.25 RR as of now. So great work. You got to see exactly how we got into US30, how we got out of US30, also where NASDAQ could go, which, by the way, ended up playing out as well. And so enjoy. If you went through all of this, if you watched the entire video, drop a comment. Let me see who's here, who has the attention span and the discipline to get this down. And then of course, like, subscribe. If you want to see more of this, let me know. I'm experimenting with different things. So if you did enjoy this, just let me know, guys. Peace out.